Well, hello. My name is Gam. Welcome back to Lucid9. Last time, we went to go meet Natsuki. You remember her? What was her name? Elizabeth's friend, who was kind of sweet and everything. Turns out that she knows information about everything in the city. And it was kind of crazy, man. Like, she knows everything. Even, like, the time when the Ferris wheel, she knew it. And knowledge is power, you know what I mean? She had power to make, what's her name, Shigori become a chicken. And it was fun. And I got fired from the case. So that's what happened. So, let us continue. I awake in a cold sweat, with my heart thumping against my ribs. For a moment, I can only lie there breathlessly, struggling to recollect my thoughts. It's over. You'll never have to do stupid, dangerous things again. You no longer have anything to do with those crimes. Unless, of course, it's by my own volition. I throw on my uniform and I head to the kitchen, selecting a simple fruit for breakfast as I scroll through my phone. Looks like I have another email from the mysterious Crimson Crusade. Let's see what it says. I see. Life as a troll sounds quite difficult. I too would be upset if I was forbidden from forecasting the weather. How do you feel about this development? The plain honest words are a smooth balm in the midst of all the deceptions I've undergone. I compose a valid response. I don't know. This is my first time I actually feel like I was good at something useful. Now that it's gone, I have nothing. If I had another chance, I'll take it eagerly, but I doubt I'll get one. I send the message as I finish up breakfast, waiting for a response. This time though, I'm only greeted with silence. Maybe I was too philosophical. Maybe I was too serious. Maybe they won't respond again. Not that it's my problem. When it's clear that the reply won't come anytime soon, I grab my backpack and head to school. Despite the beautiful weather, the atmosphere is stiffy. The entrance usually occupied by students before class is desolate. Curious, I head to the courtyard. It's almost just as empty. Only a handful of students are scattered around the corner, whispering frantically beneath their breaths. I notice a solemn Yahiko on a nearby bench, speaking with an equally solemn boy. It's such an unusual sight that I creep closer, trying to get a hint of their conversation. Would take it so far? How he been? Hanging in there, I guess. He said that he wasn't coming today. Why not? Didn't say. He's been spending a lot of time in his dorm though. He won't respond to me? And he just talked with Ari. Ari? Why would that matter? Come to think of it, Ari has always been surrounded by rumors, even before people accuse her of being the source of disappearances. If I remember correctly, it wasn't that she caused it. If I remember correctly, it wasn't that she caused the disappearances herself. Rather, she supposedly emit this aura of bad luck that indirectly led to their misfortunes. Pointing fingers is usually unnecessary, but this is getting weird. She talked to Midori, and Midori freaked out, then disappears. Then it was Toma who freaks out, and also disappeared. Even Akane. And Soji too. Yesterday, she just came up to him at lunch. He wouldn't tell me what they talked about. But he's also acting differently. For now, just try to talk with him. Whatever you do, don't leave him alone. Right. See you after class. Yeah, you hang in there too, okay? As always. The boys straight away. Yahiko slumps on the bench, dropping his hands over his eyes. It's so out of character that I had to pinch myself to make sure I'm not dreaming. When I approached that I'm fully awake and serious, when I decide that I'm fully awake and serious, Yahiko is actually a thing, I approached the bench. Hey. Yahiko immediately bolts upright, all signs of tension melting from his face as he dons his characteristic smile. Why hello, my fellow minion. What brings you to this place? That's suspicious. Still, I prefer that he not know I was just eavesdropping on him. I play along. Do you know why the school's so quiet? Do I know why the sky is blue? Do you? Do I? Okay, I gotta do his voice. I keep forgetting it. I'm fucking up his voice. He seems back to normal. If this is what his normal state really is. Oh, right. I remember. Apparently, the police dug up some body in the woods or something. It causes a big uproar. Why? Well, it was one of the disappearing students. You remember her? Akane Shunkino. That name doesn't sound familiar, and it's not just from the investigation. Her boyfriend's a wreck. The poor sub. Her boyfriend? Boyfriend? Akane disappearance? A boyfriend who was worried sick? She must be the girlfriend of the guy who I fought with the other day. Right. They're blaming Ari for her disappearance, and I stepped in, and right in her boyfriend's face, I told him he'd get over Akane in a week or two. Her body was found? Well, what was left of it? What was left of it? Hold up, and why are you smiling, Yahiko? He's like smiling like, yeah, what was left of it? It was nothing but blood patterns all over the things, flesh torn from the body, bones undiscovered, and an animal biting her skull. Hold on, some things begin to make sense. The police officer, Officer Katsu, was it? Said that I was on a crime scene. In that case, when was her body found? Don't tell me. Yesterday, or so the rumors go. Yesterday morning? Yeah. How'd you know? An immense wave of guilt washes over me. Akane Tsukino, dead. I vaguely remember the harsh words I spewed at her boyfriend, Shunichi. Was it? No, Shoji. How could he be feeling now? You'll get over her in a week or two. I said that. I said that when I thought he was clinging and irresponsible and blaming Ari. But now she's dead, brutally murdered in the depths of the Isamu forest, without a single soul to mourn her passing. On the bright side, if there is one, I now understand far more than I used to. Why Officer Katsuo was at the forest, why he claimed I was in a crime scene, why Shigori asked me to go look. Because a body had been found, an actual body. Hey, you okay, dude? Looks like Yahiko notices my silence. I can only continue my line of inquiry. At the very least, maybe I can somehow help the investigation, even without Shigori. Shoji is the name of her boyfriend, right? Yeah? How do you know? Now do you know him? Yeah. How? At the most inconvenient moment, the warning bell tolls. Yahiko immediately grins. Whoops! Guess that's a bell. I must have my perfect reputation tainted with rumors of my tardiness. He strides to our classroom, beckoning me to follow. Even stranger. I apprehensively walk alongside him, wondering just how much I actually know about Yahiko Ikari. I used to believe that I knew everything about Yahiko. He seemed simple at first glance, as readable as my book from 3rd grade. I still remember how he looked, somehow pulling 3 bulky suitcases through the door with his skinny arms. He was smiling then too. In fact, I rarely saw him without a smile. Hello, roomie. I had already unpacked and was currently lying in my bed, reading some novel or another on my phone to pass the time. I didn't even look up to issue my greeting. Yo. The name is Yahiko Ikari. From today and onward, I am your new overlord. This caught my attention. I hastily glanced up. The first thing I noticed was his hair. It was bright yellow for one thing. That made it pretty noticeable. It was also cut around his face in swaying layers, like he was some kind of an idol. The next thing I noticed were his shoes. Most of the kids at the academy had nice shoes, of course, but his were on a different scale of nice. They were loafers, brown, like usual, but they were also etched with unusual designs that glowed with the sheen of some expensive material. Later I found out that they were commission made from Italy. Not that I needed to know to make my judgment. I returned to my book, bored. Womanizer rich kid, arrogant neat freak. At the very least, his type wouldn't be a terrible roommate, as long as I didn't have to talk to him. When I think about it now, I really shouldn't come as surprised that his parents are higher ups at Lemniscate. His grades are nowhere good enough to get a scholarship, and yet he waltzes into this expensive, prestigious school wearing Italian loafers and probably scavers from Sweden. Not to mention that ignorant as he might be in anything of value, he always up to date on the latest pop culture and technological releases. Hey, pay attention to me. What does that mean? So, you're paying attention? I expected him to explode into a fit of anger entitlement. Do you know who I am? Do you know who my father is? Do you know what I could do to you? But he did something completely unexpected. He dropped his luggage and immediately races to my side, his eyes shining. Are you speaking another language? I've always wanted a multilingual minion. This is perfect. I amended my first expression from ignorant to crazy. Regardless, this was a pretty good opportunity to have some fun. Can you write that all down? You can't write. Does that mean yes or no? So, wait, what? The bewilderment on his face was so genuine, I couldn't help but laugh. Of all the people I met, this guy had to be the most gullible. My name's Yama. Oh, I understood that. Really? Yes. Well, it's only to be expected. Someone as amazing as me can pick up languages in a snap. I see. Can you understand this? Yeah. What about this? Yeah. And this? I understand it. I understand it all. Wow, that's amazing. You know all 20 dialects of my language. He beams with pride. Of course I do. I'm an Ikari. I see. So, what planet are you from? Planet? Well, that was a sudden jump. Jupiter? Really? I didn't know people lived on Jupiter. Not people. Jarsians. I paused for dramatic effect before revealing off anything that comes to mind in the moment. We are... Fuck, hold on. Let me move my hands like in a pose. I'm stupid, you can't even see me, what the fuck? Yeah, we can't see you, why are you gonna pose? You know what, I'm gonna pose anyway, fuck off. We are an invincible form of physical impact. We are invisible, fuck. We are invincible from physical impact. We are humanoids, but our blood is blue. We are abhor earthen insects, but have a strong affinity towards animals. Wait. Let me take notes on this. I need to know how to best utilize a Jarcian minion. He's eagerly dug through his luggage, tossing clothes, cosmetics, and lemon-skate tech here and there in the midst of his frantic search. I shook my head in disbelief. Did he actually believe that I was from another planet? Okay, I'm ready. Hit me with it. Write down the following phrases. Yeah. This is a joke. This is, funny. In our world, that means you're just messing around. Was he serious? That's what this is, a joke. I'm from Earth. No, silly, you're a Jarziant. A Zarziate. I was joking, I'm not a Jarziate. I'm an actual human. What? Yes, he was serious. He was actually serious. Why did you tell me you were a Jarziate? This guy would pretty much believe anything, wouldn't he? Tired of providing explanations, I simply returned to my book, but Yahiko hid it out of my hands. What about your name? Was that a lie too? What? Your name, Yama. If you really want to check, our names are on the door. He immediately turns blank. I sigh. You didn't see it when you came in. There are two nameplates, Yahiko and Yama. Well, my good minions, never fear. I hold nothing against you for concealing such vital information from me. I didn't conceal any. Now, if you grant me silence, I must unpack. I sigh again and return to my book, resigning to bear with this obnoxious roommate for the entire year. My options of him hasn't changed much since then. He's still egotistical, oblivious, and mildly insane, but he's always mean well, even in the oddest of ways. Despite my frequent criticism of him, his stupid actions actually cheer me up. Now that he seems to be struggling with something, I want to repay the favor. Strangely enough, Yahiko doesn't give me a single glance all through class. In fact, he's completely silent, speaking only when the teacher calls on him, and his answers are correct. It's enough to startle the entire class. On any other day, they'd probably gossip about it. Today, though, there's obviously more important things to discuss. Classes proceed as usual, but no one seems to be paying attention. Even the teachers are out of it. Lectures are barely coherent. When lunch breaks arrives, I'm ready to speak with Yahiko, but a cold voice interrupts me. Hey, you! Pleaded a girl. I turn around apathetically, a stocky boy standing before me, fists clenched. Oh, was this the guy who was talking with Yahiko this morning? And you are? Harabuya! Never heard of you. I try to walk past him, but he refuses to move. Fuck. I'm a friend of Shoji's. I stopped cold at that. I was there when he said those words at him. What do you want me to do? Apologize? That'd be a good start, yeah. Guilt and anger intertwines in the pit of my stomach. We didn't know she was dead then. You mocked him for worrying while she was being murdered. Have you seen the average high school relation? Have you seen them? How could you judge without knowing anything about them? Is that any excuse to pick on Rui? On Ari? What about spreading fake rumors? Look, you're not the only one at fault, but would you be saying the same thing if you found that girl you love was murdered in cold blood? The words hit harder because, yes, indeed, I thought of them myself. I'm sorry. Don't say it to me. Without warning, he grabs my school tablet straight out of my hand. I'm too stunned to even stop him. He then taps something on the notes section. 10 digits, bold and clean, cut on the screen. A phone number? Say it to him. He hands me back my tablet before striding out of the classroom, leaving me shaken. Can I pick? No. I'm not gonna lie. If I said mean things to someone, at the time it's like, I meant him, what the fuck? I'm not gonna take him back. Like, unless it's someone I care about, like a friend or something, yeah, I'll take it back. Family, friend, I'll take it back. But other than that, I'm not gonna take back my words, even though I was wrong, like now. But at the time I was right. You know what I mean? Like, motherfucker, you were picking on people for no reason. I immediately head onto the roof to get some fresh air. Haru's words echo and re-echo in my skull with every step. Your fault, she's dead. Too late. I shoved him out as I burst through the door. I nearly rushed into a face full of plants in my haste. The sunlight angrily cuts into my eyes as I slump on the nearest bench, breathing deeply through my nose. I just need some rest, some silence, some... Watch out! I jerk upright as a giant monster of fluffy fabric plummets through the air, pelting the space where my head was just a moment ago. Suddenly, a very large, warm weight plops squarely on my lap, and I feel a trickle of velvety hair against my cheek. Of course it was gonna be Akari. In the space of 10 seconds, I somehow acquired a Akira Kurubi sitting on the edge of my knees, hands braced against my shoulder, nose just inches away from mine. I don't even have time to be embarrassed. As quickly she landed on me, Akira jumps away, flushing a bright red. I'm sorry, Yama. I didn't mean... A response trembles out of her mouth before I have time to speak. Wait, it's fine. But it's so... It's fine, really. Akira buries her face in her hands. Thoroughly mortified, I seize the opportunity to glance around, trying to figure out what just happened. The fabric beside me seems to be a pile of costumes, silk and stannin in rich colors, meticulously embroidered. A white lace are just some of the materials that catches my eye. It's an enormous pile. I can't believe that she was trying to carry it by herself. Are these for the drama club? Yes! We're having a dress rehearsals for an improv show after school. You should come. Come and give your undying support to Rui. I've never seen her in such a strange mood before. Akira. Maybe Akira, but something seems to be bothering her intensely. Maybe I should ask her about it. Yeah, no shit, I want to find out. Say, is everything okay? Of course! Everything is great than gravy, redder than rain, peacher than peaches, peach poacher who probably poached a prepla of peaches. Yeah, something's definitely suspicious. It almost feels like she's trying too hard. You sure? May you gotten quite observant, haven't you? She shuffles backward, clasping her hands together. The truth is, I'm nervous. I relax. Well, that was anticlimactic. Nervous for... Isamu is about to explode in 30 seconds if I can't disarm the bomb in time. I'm sorry. Then, why are you wasting time around here? Oh, Admiral, you have no sense of humor. On the contrary, you should have played along. Her shoulders loosen from their prior tension as she releases a tiny giggle. You strike a fair point. Very well. I admit it. I, Akira Kurubi, veteran of the drama club, am nervous for a little impromptu performance. Oh, the shame, the dishonor, the... Isn't it just your second year in the drama club? Anyone would get stage fright. Even long life actors get stage fright. All you can do is practice. Practice? Why, I dare say that's a great idea. Of course it is. So, wanna be my partner? Wait, what? This is probably the last thing I'm in the mood for. No? I didn't even tell you what to do. What do I need to do? You just need to stand there like a candle on a stick. No. Admiral Meatyhead! Just ask Rui. I should. That's an unusual response. You don't want to? It's not a question of wanting to. Then what's the question? On the contrary, what is the answer? Dude, I'm doing her stupid little like elf finger thing right there. Like literally. As soon as she like said the last one, what was it? On the contrary, what's the answer? I did the stupid finger thing. What? The question doesn't matter, so as long as you have the answer. You can't find the answer if you have the... You can find the answer if you have the right question. You can also find the question if you have the right answer. Purple. I gave you an answer. What's the question? Oh, you're a sneaky one, Admiral Meatyhead. I see you have I've underestimated you. I can't help but chuckle at that. So, will you help a comrade in need? I want to say yes, but I decide to play around a little more. Maybe. There is no middle ground. Choose this day. Choose this day. Which side will you take? Fuck, man, I fucked that up so much. Hold on, let me drink some water. That is Fiji. The most elegant water from the mountaintops of... You know what? I don't even know where. And it's not even Fiji. I'm drinking like... Niagara. Whatever. Niagara. Okay, let me do this. I'm just rambling now. There is no middle ground. Choose this day which side you take. I recommend you choose wisely. Look at her fucking eyes. Like, I'm gonna kill you if you choose the wrong answer. Then no. Papa, please. Fine. Really? Yes. I don't trust you. Why? I said fine. Any man who is so quick to change his mind should not be trusted. I don't blame her. Something about being around Akira makes me whimsical. Maybe she's rubbing off on me. Regardless, I slap my hand to my chest in a salute and a bow. I swear, I'll be your practice partner for this lunch period. Satisfied? Swear upon the grave of protein shakes and molasses, and we have a deal. Protein shake and... No, I shouldn't even be surprised at this point. I solemnly swear upon the grave of protein and molasses... Protein shakes! Protein shakes and molasses, that I'll be your practice partner for this lunch period. I accept this oath and bite it too. You know time is running out. If we're going to practice, we should do it now. Party pooper. Akira clears her throat and steps away, closing her eyes. Despite myself, I feel a rush of excitement. This is just like when Rui and I played make-believe. Akira suddenly whips around, flinging her arms towards me, her entire posture drumming with power. I see you finally arrived! Sacred star flame! Truly, it's perfect timing. You get a front row seat to the massive zombification of your people. Sacred star flame? What kind of character would that be? What the fuck? Not today, Shadow Bellow. I shall purify your soul, and then purify the planet. We shall see. First, you must proceed through me. Oh, spirits of the cosmos, bond with the summons of the abyss, and heed my call. What the fuck does that even say? Expirate this world! Kira lunges for a pile of fabric on the bench, withdrawing a long, narrow brush paint out of nowhere. What kind of practice is this? Activate Orion's microcell Fuck. Activate Orion microcell Oblishment Prototype 14. She twirls the paintbrush with expert precision in her hand and jabs it at me. Am I supposed to follow through with this? I glance around for something to match her paintbrush, but find nothing other than a hand shovel? I pick it up with two hands, making it as if it is heavy. Angels of light and flyer of freedom, bestowed me with your blessings and donned me with fitting arms to combat your mortal enemy. Light spear, initiate. Bye. I swivel the shovel around my head, weighing it something like a giant halberd. She seems to understand. You are stronger than I suspect. It appears that just one blow from your cursed weapon shall wipe me from existence. Of course, you have to hit me first. She dashes in, jabbing the paintbrush at my side. I fling away, swinging my shovel towards her, but she nimbly drops to the ground. Dude, you know what this is gonna do? Cause I would do like my little sister when she was little. I would like be like a karate master while she was sitting on the floor. I'm like, like, you know, like fake punching and kicking, but not really doing something. And I accidentally hit her. I feel like I'm gonna accidentally hit Kira with the fucking shovel. Well, I do have a shovel. I can just bury her right there in the background where those the grass is right there. I take a second for recover, but she seizes to land a solid poke on my shin. Ow! I'll bite your kneecaps! She pulls away. I swing my halberd straight for her skull, but she leaps with cat-like grace, thrusting her rapier straight to my heart. I immediately parry the tip with my hilt, driving the edge towards her, but she easily disengages. Surely, your name as a being of power is justified, sacred star flame. As is your name of being of corruption, Shadow Bellow. I take that as a compliment. I stab again. This time, I'm ready. She stabs again. This time I'm ready. I catch the rapier and twist it, sending it spiraling out of her grasp. Ah! Give up, Shadow Bella. Justice demands retribution. Well, that's unfortunate, because it sure won't be getting any. She backflips upon the nearest bends. Absently, I'm impressed at her agility, and raises a hand to the sky. Power of the sea and stretch of the sky, intertwine to formless void, and enrich this humble vessel with the glory of your eternal wrath. Could this be a finishing blow? I sign you unto the crimson depths of caverns oaths, and relieve you of your ancient constraints. Millennial art, crimson destruction! Flips to the ground and lands in a somersault, crashing her fist to the ground. I fly back, crumbling against the nearby tree. Ugh! She recovers her rapier, pointing it to my throat. Any last words? I tighten my grip at my halberd, willingly all my strength to my arms. Not yet. I slam my foot against the hilt of her rapier, turning it to the side as I roll. She stumbles for balance. I swing my rapier at her neck. She barely dodges in time. Clever trick. I'll be sure to relate that to the High Order. I tire of your paltry existence. You are like an irritating insect that means nothing to me. You are dirt beneath my shoe, a pebble in my ocean, a speck of dust on... Ooh, I'm gonna hit her, watch. I swing my halberd at her and chop her head off. Ah! Admiral Meanie! Yes? You interrupted me. I was subverting expected dramatism. If we have an audience, they probably would have laughed. But over-long monologues are the best parts of being a villain. I break into laughter as I return the shovel to its rightful place. Maybe so, but they're useless. The villain is leaving himself vulnerable for way longer than he should. Ari fixes her eyes on me for a moment, a small, affectionate smile curling at her lips. Yeah, I guess you're right. Her light giggle emphasized the flush in her cheeks. I realized that the heaviness in my mind has completely dissipated. Hey, Akira, thanks. For what for? The fun. It was crazy, of course, but fun. I'm glad. She suddenly wraps her arms around her body, looking intensely vulnerable. Oh no. What? I shouldn't have. Suddenly, she scoops up the pile of fabric and races to the door. Fuck. Is that the bell? Well, I do declare that's the bell. Goodbye, Admiral. Without another word, she kicks the door open and races down the stairs. It slams behind her, leaving me alone on the rooftop. I headed back to my classroom, in total bewilderment. Why does Akira have to operate without rhythm or reason? She was completely fine until the very end. Then, out of the blue, she just snapped. Either way, I did have fun. Akira's antics really cleared my mind. I just wonder why she's acting so strangely. 'Cause she likes you. I made it into my seat right as the bell rings, hailing another period of gossip-riddled classes. Surprisingly, the PA clicks on, and a special video announcement by the principal is streamed to our whiteboard. Fuck, hold on. Let me drink some water first. Good afternoon, students. As you are aware, we have found ourselves in a most tragic and bewildering turn of events. We request that throughout the following circumstances, you remain calm. Rest assured that above all else, the Academy prioritizes your safety. The first matter, we emphatically request that you refrain from any communications with the media. Our faculty and partners are diligently working to solve the matter at hand and will, with any question, aim their way. Secondly, classes will continue as scheduled. Please do not neglect your studies. Special security is employed to keep you safe. Thirdly, in order to best ensure your security, curfew has been moved from 11:30 to 7 p.m. Please consider this timekeeping when you make plans. Try to refrain from being out of the school when alone. I expect groans from the student body, but there are none. People must be really scared. What I find interesting is the implementation of a harsher curfew when all the disappearances have been taking place inside campus after curfew. Maybe they're just trying to hide the truth. Please keep the security measure in mind as you plan your day. In accommodation, the dormitory reception rooms, exercise rooms, and practice rooms will be open 24 hours. Off-campus students are strongly advised to adhere to similar guidelines. Thank you for your patience. The video shuts off, leaving the classroom in silence. Our teacher rises to the front of the room, visibly shaken. Well, that was very informative. Let's continue. I glance over at Yahiko. His face is completely blank, but I can see his knuckles turning white against his desk. Unfortunately, right as I attempt to start a conversation, the teacher calls on me. By the time I remember my original intentions, school's already ended. Yahiko bolts from his seat immediately after dismissal, barely sparing me a second glance. Even Elizabeth splits from her groupies before I can catch her. I spend a few moments still and silent in my chair. Alone. Completely alone. Have you seen Bev? I jerk upright and come face to face with Natsuki Tanaka. She's smiling, standing upright in her pristine, neatly ironed academy uniform, her eyes bright and clean, and nothing like the girl I met the previous night. I feel the curdle of disgust in the pit of my stomach. Disgust. And if I'm honest with myself, a ting of fear. You just missed her, but you probably already knew that. And if I did? Then I would assume that you wanted to talk to me. Why would I want that? You're the one with all the answers. She giggles slightly behind her hand. I get the sickening feeling that she's enjoying this. If perchance you see Beth, do give her my regards. Why don't you tell her yourself? I wonder. She turns on her heels and drifts away without another word. I clench my hands against the desk, fighting to keep my anger down. Dude, shut the fuck up. I know what she's doing. She wants you to go talk to her. Stupid. She's abrogating. She's insane. She's undefeatable. I roughly grab my backpack and exit the school, looking to clear my head again. I idly wander into the streets, feeling the acute pang of loneliness for the first time in a long time. Ruri and Akira at drama club, Misato at track, Yahiko at, I don't even know, probably his own club, Misaki, who knows, Ari, who knows, Elizabeth, who knows. Not only that, but no one really knows about the investigations. No one knows the crimes as much as I do. No one knows what I've been up to. No one, of course, except Mr. Ryota. I could visit him, but at the same time, it doesn't feel right. Like I'm using him as my clutch instead of learning to function in society on my own. I want to get rid of that. I want to learn how to be independent. But that doesn't really seem to happen. The first clutch was... Well, the second clutch was my parents. They made sure I received proper care from therapists, stayed physically healthy, and complete my schoolwork even when I at least wanted to. The third clutch was Rui, and is. The third clutch was and is Rui. I tend to come to the school with her so that I can learn to be self-sufficient. I'll be able to develop into a person that could impress his parents. I could be intelligent, wise, capable, full of initiative. I can finally find the identity of Yama Ishimoto. But instead, I just clung to Rui and stuck to my old ways because there's no reason to try for anything risky when something familiar will suffice. I need to get over that. I need to prevent myself from gaining a fourth clutch. A sudden strain of piano breaks through my thoughts. I instinctively turn to the source of the noise and find myself staring straight at Café de la Pax. The melody is simple, but somehow eloquent. Curious, I try to glance through the window. To my surprise, I find Elizabeth Ashiro sitting before a polished ebony grand, fingers plodding determinedly across the keys as she's biting her lips in concentration. Odd, I didn't know she played piano. I'm struck with a sudden urge to talk to her, but fight against it. She'll probably just drive me insane, right? Fuck, let me drink this. I'm gonna talk to her, then I'm gonna end it. Like, I know I wanted to make this like an hour, but no, I'm gonna end it here. So I can actually leave this up for you to decide. Should I talk to her? Or should I ignore her? Should I go be like, hey baby girl? Or should I be like, no, get out my face. I don't know, man. Or maybe I'll just think about it. Okay. This is Gap. Oh yeah. If you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification to see whenever I post, and leave a comment. Alrighty. Well, this is farewell. And as always, bye bye.